Sitting down in a classroom listening to your teacher, or at your first job or internship where you actually got to practice what you've been taught. My name is Yusuf. I'm here with Gabriel. We're the two co-founders of Bag Innovation, and we're going to be talking about how we are preparing Africa's future workforce. We're from Kigali, by the way. Sorry. Yes. Let's get into some of the problems on the market right now. Today, graduating university students are not considered a hot sell for employers in the market due to the internships they're going through that are not preparing them to be ready for the job market, resulting in over 70% of them not being eligible for jobs that are available. What is our solution to this problem? We've built a digital platform that combines AI and gamification to revolutionize the future of career development. We're doing this by multiplying and creating experiences virtually to be able to complement theoretical learning, what students are learning from school, with market relevance experience, what companies are looking for on the job market. Yes, we've been able to do this through our platform called BAG, standing for Building a Generation. Gabriel, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Thank you very much. As mentioned, my name is Gabriel, and how does this work? So if a university student here in Rwanda is studying finance, for example, we want him to, while he's going through a budgeting course, go onto the website, choose the company or sector that he's interested in working with, and he graduates, and then choose a 5-minute exercise on our platform that brings the relevancy of that course from 20% to 80% by just doing a few exercises and getting insights from both the innovation and from the company on what they need to improve on their exercise before they graduate. After that, all of those submissions are saved in the skills-based profile, which is then automatically matched with employers 6 months before graduation to be able to improve the students' journey into market readiness. So how are we doing this and how are we retaining the students? We're using gamification to gamify the students' journey to market readiness. We're adding experience points, levels, and rewards to incentivize the students to complete the missions and continue competing with their peers to work with career development and make it an enjoyable experience for the students. So right now we have over 8% of the students in Rwanda already using our platform as a support tool in their university studies. But we're targeting the East African market of over 1.9 million university students, and within 2 years we're looking at over 200,000 users using this as a complement for their learning.
So the students and the companies are using the platform for free at the moment, but we've been able to identify a couple of value propositions that we can offer to companies while also building capacity of the students in the meantime. So we're charging companies to be able to access a couple of different services. One of them is a talent identification. We help companies identify the best talents that they're able to hire into their companies. The second one is the crowdsourcing, where companies are able to ask for different insights on a specific matter that they're looking for data for. And this year we're launching a couple of services where we're going to be monetizing the data that we've been collecting on the students and the companies on the market to be able to offer services to students to fast track their career development. Yes, we've been operating since 2017 and we've achieved a lot. We have over 6,000 users using our platform, both students and graduates. We've placed into income-generating opportunities, over 500 of them, and worked with over 160 businesses here locally to create these cases on our platform. We've raised $150,000 to be able to build this technology and scale it in Rwanda, and we're recognized as the best education technology by a couple of different recognizable brands.
So why do companies and why do students choose us? It's because we integrate our algorithm with university students and the companies from the first year of studies to make sure that when the student graduates, they have a full and complete profile that is much more conducively matched with organizations. We have a unique algorithm that makes it an easy interface for both the company and the students to interact with the platform and with each other, and of course personalized guidance for the students in terms of career advice. And the more submissions you do on the platform, the more personalized feedback you get by us using the AI tools, but also the gamification to ensure retention. We have a multidisciplinary team who's experienced in gamification, edtech, and career development, working with this for the last 2.5 years with a strong team. And today we're looking for partners and looking for investors who are ready to join us into this journey of expanding into East Africa. Currently we're looking at Tanzania and Ethiopia as target markets for the end of this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've recognized that one of the biggest problems leading to unemployment is the lack of information from students to know what companies are looking for. And our company is here to bridge that gap and basically just make an impact in Africa. BAG stands for Building a Generation. Thank you very much.
So, quick question on the customer acquisition, not on the student side, but on the corporate side. How much money, how do you acquire corporates, and how much you spend per customer?
So for the students, we have student ambassadors to do the marketing within the campuses to get them online. So we have active events through the student ambassadors in the campuses. For the companies, we offer a freemium version where it takes us around 20 minutes to get them to subscribe to one of these challenges and simulate these challenges for the students. So they don't pay for that service, and that's more of them creating a knowledge transfer between them and the future employees that they're going to be hiring. So through that, we use that as a sales strategy, and then after 3 to 6 months, approach the company with the data that we already have on the challenges that they've given us and the amount of students that's already solved the virtual challenges on the platform to create a sales pitch for the company where we basically say, okay, here's the 1% of the people who solved your challenges and matched best with your soft skills and your technical skills, and 9 out of 10 will then either hire the student or ask for the crowdsourcing solution to create more substantial data for the organization.
Question for you. How do you measure the efficacy of your platform in terms of learning outcomes? And what do the early results suggest?
So we're not going into company learning, but we're actually training the students, improving their technical abilities. And we're more acting as a market measurement tool where for us to track the development of the students, right now we started 2 years ago with collecting data on the impact of the student journey. We're not able to accurately say how we're going to be impacting them in a 4 years average student journey. But what we've seen with the methodology and the people that we've hired and with the surveys that we've done with organizations is that the skills that we're focusing on, which is a lot around problem solving, critical thinking, and soft skills, which employers are looking for, are making them much more engaged in their market demand, if we can say call it so. But we don't actually have that data, but we're currently, of course, doing those studies. But we want to also follow the student from first year to last year before we can say an actual percentage of how much more market relevant are they by using the platform.
Got it. And just a piece of feedback is I think having some sort of measure of effectiveness would, one, show that you're achieving purpose, but also make it a lot easier to scale because that is a proof point that people want to see before getting on.
I'm sorry. Maybe on that one. Maybe one of the ways that we measure that it's been successful is how many students that we've been able to place since when they started and at the end of their journey on the platform. So that's one of the ways that we've been using to measure that the impacts of our platform.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Very good presentation, memorable, and the way you guys are doing the tag team, that's quite good. So my question is very similar to what I posed to Talent Arena as well, about how deep is this market. So looking at your numbers, $220,000 revenue so far. That's about $42 per users. If I look at your user, just divide, let's say you only place them once. So my challenge is, whose pain are you solving here? Is it there are more businesses looking for talent, or there are talent who want a lot of who are looking for jobs? And who is willing to pay for it for long term? And how deep is this market?
Thank you very much. So one of our impact measurements, or our problem statement, is obviously around the students, and what we're trying to become is an educational support system. Traditionally, edtechs are funded by universities subscribing to such a model and then onboarding all their students, but the problem right now in Africa is that the market is not mature enough for the universities to pay for such a model and fund a model. So that's why in the beginning, for the first few years now, we've been piloting with the talent placement services and the crowdsourcing services, but the edtech, the fully fledged edtech, and the seed investment we got just a few months ago is going 100% into the technology development, where we're going to be, as Yusuf mentioning, doing the service for fast-tracking the career development of the students. So it's free, 90% of the platform is free for the students. If you're willing to pay a small fee from the student side, we're able to monetize just the revenues from the students. And if we can get up to 200,000 users, that's more than enough to cover our expenses and run the business. And then in a couple of years, we're also playing on the market trend that the universities will be willing, after us proving that we're actually making a difference on the student journey, they will be willing to pay for the subscription of actually onboarding their students. So right now, Rwanda is a pilot country. The revenues do not reflect of what we're going to be doing with the full-fledged technology, which is going to be launched now, the phase 2 in February. So this is not really representative of how the business model is going to work.
My assumption is that it's the employer that wants incentivized to pay for this, if they have talent gap problem. I'm not sure whether the university will want to, especially if they're not in a competitive space like in the UK or US, where they need to rank themselves up based on how many students graduate and get a job. So you need to think about who is going to be paying for it and how big is that.
So it is a hybrid. So we're looking at the companies paying as they're doing now. They're paying to access the portfolio. So it's basically substituting the CV to get the skills-based profile, shows you the work test, shows you the technical abilities and the soft skills to create the trust between the student and the company, instead of just sending that CV that doesn't really say much about the student's competencies. And we've seen that we can cut down the cost 60% on both recruitment and time when it comes to actually sourcing the talent straight into the organization. And the 4 years of the student journey is directly preparing them for that job, because they've already solved all their work challenges and adapted to that specific company. So we're cutting a lot of the costs down in employee entry-level training as well for the employer. But it's students paying premium service, it's companies paying for a very small fee to access that crowdsourcing. And of course also, in the coming 2 years, the universities outside of Rwanda, when we expand this, are going to be paying for the subscription of this. But I understand exactly what you're saying, and definitely take that into account. Thank you.